With crime, at focus now on a community north of Johannesburg that has for years been calling for more support in their fight against crime. This evening, representatives of Diepsloot have been in a meeting at the Union Buildings in Pretoria. And our reporter Heidi Giokos joins us once more. Heidi, you told us earlier they'd been in a meeting since about 3 o'clock this afternoon. There has been some movement now. Tell us more.
Yes, certainly. There definitely has been some movement, Sally. I think let's just get straight into it. We are joined by a number of community members and we'll obviously get perspective on what exactly has happened. Thank you so much for your time. If I could just ask you to introduce yourself and just tell us what exactly happened. You were in there for over 3 hours. It was obviously a very important and in-depth discussion.
Yeah, no, my name is Peter Mulajani. I'm part of the community leadership here. I think it's been a very progressive meeting. We have met with a number of departments which are chaired by the presidency. So we're still going to have another meetings. But I think most of the departments have been there because our reason is to get a holistic approach, strategies for what should Diepsloot look like. Yes, crime is one of them, but we have other issues, whether it's socio-economic issues, is the issue of human settlement. So those are some of the issues, but I think we appreciate the presidency's office. Definitely a lot of engagements and hard work with my colleagues here. So definitely not long. The coming month we'll be here back. There's a lot of processes to follow, but the discussion are very fruitful.
So are you still adamant that you want to meet with the president, or you want the president rather to go to Diepsloot?
Yes, I think we've discussed that, but the president cannot just be coming to Diepsloot. There are lots, because when he comes to Diepsloot, he should be coming and talking to the community on solutions. So there are quite a number of internal processes in terms of other departments so that we work together. Then we will meet with the ministers as well, then hopefully with the president there before he can even come to Diepsloot. So it's a long process, but very fruitful one with lots of debates, lots of ideas sharing. So definitely we're confident the president will come at some point, but for now there are issues which needs to be dealt with. There are procedures, there are things which maybe should go to parliament for discussions. So there are quite a number of issues before the president can come.
So what is the way forward? I'm not sure if anyone else would like to just speak about what the way is forward, because there was obviously some concern that you are back here. You handed over a memorandum some time ago, and there was concern that there would be another spark of protest or shutdown. Is that still going to happen, or are you just going to wait for these processes?
No, remember, we have said we are suspending anything that has to do with peaceful march that we're doing in Diepsloot, because this engagement that we're having in the office of the president are indeed productive at this point. There is an action plan that is done by all the departments that we have requested to come in Diepsloot. What they're looking for now is to have that action plan to be consolidated, to be one plan. Remember, we've said one justice, one home affairs, one police, one human settlement. So all of these departments, they will have a one consolidated plan to resolve our issue of Diepsloot, to have a permanent solution regarding the issue of crime. Indeed, here we did have a very productive meeting that will lead to what we've been seeking for, which is a permanent solution for our township. Maybe the solution that we'll find for Diepsloot will not only for the community of Diepsloot, but for the entire South Africa and other communities. We are heading to a right direction. I can confirm that indeed we're heading to a right direction. We have suspended anything that has to do with protest, peaceful protest that we're doing, because now we're on the table, we're engaging. And I must also say that we're very happy that our arrest is indeed investigated by the National Office of SAPS. General Makwel, who's the general from Mkwanas, has confirmed that there are investigations that are being done on our arrest, because we have complained that we felt that we were treated unfairly. We felt that what have happened to us is politically. There is a political influence from some other leaders who feel undermined by what we're doing. SAPS, through the general, has confirmed that there are investigations that are happening.
Okay. Maybe if you could just come in and to speak to us about the actual state of Diepsloot at the moment. One of the biggest concerns that you had was the fact that there was no proper police visibility. Would you say that that has gotten better since your protest and since your members were arrested and, of course, granted bail? Do you think that it's gotten better? Are you seeing any sort of difference?
These members that you are referring to that were arrested is these two gentlemen who are standing in front of you. But ever since, the national policing, deploys some police in Diepsloot, the situation is now better. We are very much happy about the intervention. But as my leader here have said, we are not just looking at temporary interventions. All what we want is a permanent solution to the problems of Diepsloot. So out of our deliberations inside, we are very much happy. We are promised that we'll ultimately meet, all the directors of the department. That will lead to us meeting the ministers. And after that, ultimately, we'll meet the state president. And our call still stands. Ultimately, after everything, we'll really be happy to see the president come into our area, which is Diepsloot.
I want to ask another issue around the issue of undocumented persons. That was also another big issue. Are you satisfied with the presentation by the Department of Home? Okay, you're already shaking your head. Maybe just elaborate on that.
We have raised that with Home Affairs. They told us that, they are getting arrested, taken to run back. Ultimately, they will be spent in time in jail. That is between 3 months to 6 months. And after that, the deportation now is very much difficult based on the challenges on the Home Affairs. So we have raised issues on that because we don't want these people to be arrested. You know yourself that, coming to the country illegally, it's a criminal offense. All what we want as people of Diepsloot, we want these people to be deported back to their home of birth. That is, their countries. So we have raised that with Home Affairs. Home Affairs, they've tried their luck, we told them straight, at their face to say, we are not happy with what the Home Affairs is doing. They told us their hands are tied themselves because of some court challenges, and all that. But the reality of the matter is that we don't want these people to be arrested and come back to our communities. We want these people to be deported back to their countries of birth. Simple as that.
And also to add on what Mr. Nkala is saying, there are sections in the Constitution that are a stumbling block, which is Section 34. That is causing problem for Home Affairs. Section 49 is clear, you arrest and deport. But now there's Section 34 that has to do with taking people to court. So even themselves, they are saying, we're having this section that is a stumbling block to us. And from now, there is a meeting that will be between the Chief Magistrate and Home Affairs. That will be facilitated by the Presidency. The Justice have requested that meeting with Home Affairs. Presidents will be part of that meeting. So to fix these issues, if there's a need that Section 34 must be taken to Parliament for a review, that must be done. So that we because it's a mockery it's to our Constitution that you have people in our country that are illegally. You can't deport them because of a certain section in our Constitution. If there's a need, Section 34 in our Constitution must be reviewed and be corrected.
Okay, just lastly, I don't know who would like to answer this, but you did indicate that there's going to be another meeting. Sure. When is that meeting going to take place? And I know you've indicated you are satisfied so far with what's happened, but just the way forward.
Yeah, I think the way forward is that surely for now, as Lois have just said, the template, the task team, which is this consolidating everything. Yes, we should be here, I think, August before the 10th, if I'm not mistaken. Then in that meeting, definitely, even the departments which were not are available, they will be available.
Which departments were not available?
I think there were just one or two. I can't remember those who were not available. But they gave reports, so okay. The reports were there. So we deliberated on their behalf. So we want them to be sitting together with that consolidation. Then it will give us what we want, the Diepsloot we want, where it touches human settlement, where it touches Diepsloot is development, where it touches issues of crime, where it issues of the youth, socio-economic challenges we are having in Diepsloot. So hence I'm saying, yes, there's a progress, but there's a lot of hard work which is supposed to be done by us and them, so because we are assisting this team. This is a team which really is working very hard. Some of them, we are told, have been working even during weekends. So I think the officials are doing well, but we still say those who have not done well, like Home Affairs, go back and do your homework. And when we sit, give us tangible, presentable, long-term and medium and short-term plans of what we are going to do. But I think so far we are happy with the progress, but behind the scenes there are a lot of work to be done.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you all three for your time this evening. We do appreciate it, and I think that's some great news, some concrete news that we do understand that they have been engaging with a number of departments. It's just they're not very happy with the Department of Home Affairs. But for now, all protest action has been suspended because they're obviously going to meet again, possibly before the 10th of August, Sally, to further engage with the various departments.
Yeah, and Heidi, you know, it struck me as you were chatting to them that this is leadership. These are people who care passionately about their community, have been in many ways neglected and let down, made many promises that were broken. And now they've marched to the union buildings and they've got access and they have had a conversation with people in the presidency. This is a community that is serious about getting the help that it needs. And let's hope that there is progress for Diepsloot, because it has been not just a month, not just a year, it has been decades of problems in this area that need addressing now. Heidi, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed on the very latest on Diepsloot. Heidi Giokos coming to us live from the Union Buildings in Pretoria.